Dungeon Master 372 here, coming at you with another Let's Play video on Season 3, Episode 5. Today we're going to cover some more on Mekanism. We're also going to cover a single machine from from Thermal Expansion. So I wanted to kind of cover what we did last episode in this episode and everything, but I'm going to take you straight to the video as it's going on right now. The reason why I did it this way was because the initial recording did not stand up and did not render right, so I had to redo a new intro, which is okay, but that's all good and fine and dandy. We will be doing more stuff in the future. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let you get on with the video as it is going on right now. Thank you and have a good day. We are back for our next adventure. That's right. So we are getting ready to get going some more on our stuff that we had going last time. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of skip around a little bit. I don't like doing this too much, but we got to get set up for our next stuff in Mekanism. So I want to go ahead and get us started on something new today. That's going to take a little bit of something from one mod and help us with adding something into a new mod. So that's cool. Or into another mod. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and get started with this right away. So first of all, what we're going to need to use today. Well, first part's going to go by really quick because I've already got it set up and ready to go. So all I got to do is show you the recipes and everything else. Between this episode and last, I did quite a bit of farming. As you can see, there's no smeltery here anymore. That's because I moved it downwards. I finished getting the bottom sections kind of cleaned up and looking nice and ready to go. I even cleared out some stuff down here. I'm getting ready to build up on my lower landing for my main mining area section of my build and everything. As we wrapped up last episode, we were finishing up getting our energy production started. We have a heat generator down here that's converting heat from lava sources to create energy. It's going to convert that heat into energy. So the more heat source blocks that you have touching your machine, the more energy and heat it's going to produce. I've also took the liberty to go ahead and adding 2 more. Because last episode we only did 2, and then while between the episodes I went ahead and built 2 more just to make sure we had plenty of energy getting pumped into our energy cell, which is right here. I had to redesign this a little bit because we weren't getting energy to both of these machines, which we are now, so everything is going great and smooth and everything. So I'll be blocking this off to get us going. I'm going to go ahead and use that. We don't need this here anymore. And then I'm going to use our chiseled blocks to cover that up. We're going to go all the way around this because that's the way we had it set up. So there we go. So we are now set up and ready to go with our energy production and everything else. We got our metallurgic infusers here. This is all going to be build up towards getting ourselves our first machine that produces us a little something that we're going to need for a future recipe. So yeah. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Now today we are going to work on running some conduit from out here in our yard, which I probably should have slept, but I'll be alright I think for the next few minutes here. We have our, oh no, didn't want to come down here. Oh well. Anyways, we're going to put a machine in here that's going to pump water from this water source block up into a storage container, a storage tank for water, so we can have water because we're going to need some water so we can produce gas. What are we going to use the gas for? We're going to use it to power our first jetpack. So yeah, cool stuff there. So we're going to do that. We'll be placing it in the center here, and we'll have it pumped up into our first water tower. Yay! So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. So without further ado, let me patch up that spot here. Oh, no. I didn't want a torch there. Okay, so yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get started with that. Because from here, we got a lot of other things that we're going to do. So the recipes are not really that hard as far as supplies and stuff. And we're still very primitive early game stuff. So we got okay, I wanted to go ahead and cover the recipes for these signs I'm using. These signs are pretty cool because you can add in format codes, so you can have colored signs, and you can also add in blocks that will display on the label itself and everything. And everything's pretty cool. So in order to make these, you got to make your signs. These oak wood labels, I don't think I have a recipe for on the tables here, but we got oak wood planks. 6 of them will make the oak wood labels. And then paper, this vanilla paper, 3 sugar canes together will make you some paper. So, and that's how you make those. So I'm going to go ahead and make these so we can have that table free. And cool thing about these signs, whenever you create them, you can place them down, and then you select a line, like that line for instance, and you can do several different things. You can change the text scale, I think up to a max of 3, so 5, up to 5x, but we want 2x for the first level. Well, I wanted 2. But yeah, so for those of you who don't know the vanilla sign recipes, which I'm not going to be showing you all the full-on vanilla recipes because that's pretty simple and should be kind of well known by now. Whoops, no. Okay, gotta be with. Okay, now to edit these signs, all you gotta do is shift and right click with nothing in your hand in order to edit the signs or whatnot. So yeah, and we've already done that, so we need to shift right click, and yeah, so that's pretty much how the first recipe I wanted to cover today. And then we have our oak label recipe, which I already showed. Okay, so I guess I did have it in here. We're going to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to, okay, for today's recipes, what we're going to do, now, our first recipe is the pneumatic servo. You have to have one of these in order to make the machine that we're making right now. So, and this is from thermal expansion. So, get this erased here. Okay. We also need a thermal expansion machine frame, which requires 1 tin gear, 4 iron ingots, and 20 glass. The recipe for the iron gear is like you see here, a stone gear of any type, plus tin around it. To get the tin gear, you have to have either recipe. Any recipe is going to require at least a stone gear of any type, so you can do it in one of many ways. You can do the wood gear surrounded by cobblestone, which is what I did. And then there's other types as well. So like this one here is a basic gear, which still is going to require you for 4-stick and 4-cobble, but that to some people is a little bit easier. So it doesn't really matter how you want to do it. But then you got 4 glass and 4 iron to make the machine frame. Now for the machine that we're going to make, erase this. Is the aqueous accumulator, which is a pretty cool machine. What it does is it takes 2 water source blocks, and if you have 3 water source blocks together, they make a continuous stream. If you take out of the middle source block, you'll have a continuous stream. So this repeats that process, so you can pump that water into a tank of some sort. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, cool. The aqueous accumulator doesn't require any power or anything like that. So we're going to plop this down right here. Now, as you can see, it has an export area and then several imports. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this up because it has a GUI. And we're going to go down here in configuration. That's what we're going to concentrate on first. Because we don't need these for anything. Only output we're going to have is up here at the top. And we will tie into that with conduits here in a moment. So, okay. Now, so yeah. So that's pretty much how we're going to do that. And you can see here that it's producing water. As long as it's got source blocks, at least 2 source blocks on it. But the more water source blocks you have connected to it, the more water it can produce at one time. So now once we get some conduits running up into our tank, this will produce more for us. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and rest through the night. I'm going to get us set up for our next recipes to kind of give you all an idea of what we're going up against here. And like I said, I did quite a bit of mining. I've also cleared up some land. I started us up a reed farm over here so we can have paper and stuff, which we will need some more later on, I'm sure. So I have our reed farm over here nicely growing and everything else. So I will be fixing that. Oh no, oh no, here they come to shoot at me. We're running, we're going to sleep. Get rid of these people. Or at least some of them. Only reason why I'm running is because right now I do not have any armor. So, actually I had a sword. But that's okay. Well, I can go out here, do some clearing. Okay. I'll kill that. And then we gotta get this guy. And there we go. So, yeah. And also, this is going to be a precursor as well to me upgrading our farms area over here. So that's going to be pretty cool as well. So, okay guys, sorry about that. I just kind of got sidetracked a little bit. I was doing some pre-planning. Anyways, yeah, I wanted to make sure that we have enough piping so we can extend from our water source right over there over to about right where this block is and stretching up to wherever we decide is a good location to have our tank. We don't want it to be outstretching into a separate chunk. if you can notice on the mini map up in the corner, you can see that there's gray squares. Those gray squares represents one chunk, for those of you who don't know. And yeah, so I mean, so I'm wanting to try to keep the tank in a one square chunk, so that way it don't lag or have issues returning water upon a restart of the server, because that kind of tends to happen. So got plans for the next few episodes actually. While I was working around and everything, there was before I had to reboot the season 3, I had a few items from another mod called Botania. So I plan on covering that really soon, because I am pretty close to having everything I really need for that mod, and as far as getting started with it anyway. So we're going to work on that as well as we move forward. So I'm going to put some of this stuff away that I don't need, because we're going to need to do some more stuff here. So okay guys, I'm going to pause video here. I'm going to get a few things set up and ready to go for the next half of our video, and I will be right back. Okay everyone, and we're back. I had to do a few things. I had to get some stuff smelted down and get some, I actually had to do some more mining and everything. So between the last little clip and this one, I go ahead and show you what all's got done. I made up some more steel down here in our basement area. I still got some more cooking, because originally the initial size of the tank that we were planning on building, it was a little bit big and a little bit too ambitious for our level. So I've still got some steel cooking up, but I went ahead and shrank it down a little bit. And our buddy Zombie is on. Yay! Zombie is pretty cool. He's one of my closest friends and co-developer with the server. We kind of collate with ideas and server side stuff, and he's been with me throughout most of my trials and errors with servers and modded Minecraft in general. So what are we doing today? Or what are we doing now? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to create ourselves some dynamic tanks. Here's the recipe for it. 4 steel ingots and a cobblestone in the middle will make you 8 dynamic tanks. We really don't need this many, but we're going to go ahead and get them just in case. So now that we've got that, we can actually at least put up our skeleton for our area. So, okay, before we go out there, I'm going to sleep. Okay, now that we've slept and everything's all good, we're going to go kill this spider jockey real quick. Okay. There for a minute, I thought that was a witch. Okay. Now that that's all taken care of, let's go ahead and get this taken down. Well, at least so we can get back up. Okay, because we are going to put up our skeleton right here. This is what our tank is going to start to look like once we're done with it. We're going to place these stone brick blocks with our casing, and I'm going to do something pretty cool to make it look even more cool once it's done here. We're going to go ahead and install just our skeleton. Okay, so we got the skeleton structure put together here and everything. Now we got to go and get our glass, which I have glass in here already, but I'm going to go ahead and show you all how to make the glass. Okay, our glass is over here, and pretty much it's a single piece of glass surrounded by 4 steel ingots will get you 8 dynamic glass. So pretty much the same as the dynamic takes, except instead of cobblestone you have to use glass. But we've already got that created, so we're just going to leave that alone for now. Take this, add this to that. I'm just going to go ahead and take all that out. That way, we're good to go. There's one more recipe. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. I need to make a basic control circuit. So pretty much, it's just like the enriched alloy with the iron, except without iron, you use, instead of iron, you use osmium. So we're going to go downstairs. I think we've got our osmium ingots already downstairs. We're going to make a few of those. We're going to make 2, I think, because I think that recipe only makes 1. Let me check. Oh, okay, yeah, so we need a total of, we just need 1, so we've got it downstairs here, so we're going to go ahead and make that real quick. I appreciate you all watching my videos and liking and everything. I know that there's a few of you that's, been subscribers of mine for a while. And again, I apologize for the delays that I've had over the last 6 months. We've been really working trying hard to get the server stable and ready to go for public access. So that way players can actually play alongside of me if they wanted to. So we're going ahead and there's my osmium ingots. So we're going to go ahead and infuse them with some redstone. And we're needing 1. So you don't need a whole lot, just that 1. Because we only need a total of 2 valves for our tank. We can add more later. So, 4 steel ingots in this. Okay, so it's pretty much the same, just need a basic control circuit. Instead of cobblestone or glass, make 2 of the dynamic tank valves, which is pretty cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to determine the center block and we're going to go from there. Okay, so it's a 2x2, and later on I'm going to improve on this, and it's going to look pretty nice once I get done with it, I hope, and everything. So now we should have a full-on dynamic tank as soon as I get this glass in here. Thought I was already done, but I wasn't. That's okay. And the last 2 this last block here you should see an animation. No poofing? Okay, so let's see if I can find our elevator, makeshift elevator anyway. Okay, so best way. Okay, so yes, it is now an official dynamic valve or dynamic tank, and it's our first one. Our next step is to create some fluid conduits or some mechanical pipes, I think. Can't remember exactly which. Let me see what we got here. See, we got universal cables. Those are for electricity. Mechanical pipe, if I'm not mistaken, mechanical pipes. Okay, so bucket and steel. So we're going to need a few buckets. Make up 10 buckets if I can find the... Okay. We're missing. We need 3 more ingots, and I think I can find them. Oh, we've got 2 here. Go downstairs and get 1. I'm sure I got 1 down there somewhere. If I haven't used them all up. None in here. I've got 1 there. Okay, I'm taking that. The rest of this can go in there. Okay, so we're going to make ourselves okay, so we got ourselves a total of 10 buckets. We're going to put those in there. 10 there. 10 there. Okay. Now this should do us some justice. Yeah, I think this will work. Oh, it's moving, guys. It's moving. The water's moving. Yay. Okay, we're going to go right up along the inside of this. Oh, no. Why do you do that? Wow. Okay. No, I didn't. Okay. I gotta remove that. This one down here. There we go. We got water. Yay. Okay, we're getting out of here. Actually, forget this dude. Got you, dude. Now we're getting out of here before any more decide to get wise. Okay. And we're sleeping. Jesus. Okay, guys, so for this episode, created ourselves our first dynamic tank for Mekanism. We're still working on trying to get this down to where we can work on it in our base. But we're also going to utilize this system for our farms in the near future. So yeah. Other than that, but that's all the time we have for today's video. Please check out the links in the description below. Click like and subscribe. Check out E2 community forums. The link and all that's going to be in the description below, so check that out. Check us out on the server. The IP and pack code is also in the description. Check us out, guys, because the server is up and running and ready for you guys to start connecting. Thanks a lot, and have a good one.